So you want to flip houses. Let's dive in today to the pros and cons, help you make a decision on whether this is the right avenue in real estate investing for you. There are a ton of pros, a ton of upsides, and there's some cons, some things you got to watch out for. It's a risky business, so let's dive in. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Lewis, real estate investor and entrepreneur with over 10 years experience building and growing a real estate team and investing in real estate. Before we dive into today's video, make sure that you hit that like button, leave us a comment below, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. I'm here to help you break out of the 9-to-5, gain financial freedom, and grow wealth through real estate. So you watched an episode of HGTV and you saw how easy it is, and now you want to jump into flipping homes. Well, let me tell you, it's not that easy. It's definitely not that glamorous. Yes, you can make that much money, but there's a lot to look out for. So today, let's weigh out the pros and cons of flipping homes. Let's talk pros. Pro number one is your potential for profit. That's why you're watching this video. That's why you're interested in this. Yes, you can make a ton of money flipping homes. You buy low, you fix it up for as little as possible, have a great relationship with a contractor, fix it up, turn it to the market, and actually make a profit. You've seen it. People are making hundreds of thousands of dollars on some properties, depending on the price point and the market that you're in. On other properties, it could be $20, $30, $40, $50,000, but still, hey, that is a great profit for a deal that you didn't have to put much into. So you take on the risk, you get all the reward in the end. There is a ton of potential for profit, but there's also some things to look out for. Pro number two is house flipping gives you flexibility and independence. You get to choose when you want to work and when you don't want to work. You are your own boss. When you've got a project going, that kind of puts you on a timeline, but you get to pick when the project happens, where it happens, whether the money makes sense and the numbers make sense. You've got complete freedom. There's nobody over you telling you what to do. And so you get to choose where you're working, whether that's at the job site, overseeing contractors. Maybe you just sit back in an office and you're just making those deals happen and you send a crew out there. However you want to build your business with real estate flipping, you can make it happen. If you're hands-on, you want to be there, you can. If you're hands-off and you want to be just on the phones, cold calling, making deals happen, you can do that as well. There's a place for almost everybody when it comes to house flipping. And so you get to choose your hours, choose when you work. You've got the flexibility. You don't have to do 100 of them a year if you don't want to. You do enough to get by, whatever your choice is, and you make it happen. Pro number three is house flipping can be incredibly fulfilling to those who are creative and love to see things transformed. Again, that's what attracts people to watching those shows and get into that business is they love seeing the start and the end photos and exactly that whole transition for how it happens. And so you get to express yourself creatively, picking out materials. Obviously, if that's not your thing, you can still have contractors do that. They know exactly what people are looking for. But if you love that part of the business, love being involved in that design, you can put your creativity to work and actually get to express through that. And again, you get to satisfy yourself with the start product, something that's ugly, honestly, and turn it into something beautiful that has multiple offers and people bidding on it. And you get to feel the accomplishment, the sense of accomplishment for making that happen, making a neighborhood better, making a house better. And then at the end of the day, a lot of people forget about this, but you're helping a family find a place to call home and you did the work for them. Yes, you made the profit, but they got to move in, turnkey, open the door and show a beautiful place to their family. Now let's look at the cons, the things to watch out for when it comes to flipping homes. With big reward typically comes some risk, and so let's evaluate each one of those. Con number one, house flipping comes with a high initial cost. You're going to have to put a lot of money on the table and put money out there that you are risking losing if this job doesn't work out for you. So if you buy wrong or materials cost more than you think and labor costs more than you think, you're putting all that money up front to make this deal happen. So maybe you're paying complete cash. Maybe you've got that in your bank account and you make that happen, you buy it cash and you're able to pay the contractors cash and then you profit at the end. Or maybe you're using some sort of hard money financing to go through that process, but it's still going to be money out of your pocket. There's no free money given to you here. So it's gonna come with some high initial costs. If you got a few $1,000 sitting in your bank account, this is not the method for you right now, unless you can find somebody to partner up with, and maybe you're just the one that's doing the grunt labor on the deal, and you can kind of work your way up to build up that savings account so that you can fund your own deals and be able to make it happen. Con number 2 is market volatility and unexpected costs. These are things that add up on you quickly. You evaluate the deal, it looks great, you get into the flip, you start doing the work, and you find something majorly wrong with the house that you weren't expecting, and it costs you way more. Or you run the numbers, it's a good deal, you get into it, the renovations are going great, things are moving along, and the market turns on you, and now all of a sudden the buyer demand is completely gone. You have to watch out for these things. They can really, really hurt you. What you don't see when you're watching those HGTV things is how bad you can actually get hurt in a scenario like that. You can absolutely walk away from a deal and lose a ton of money. That doesn't make for a good episode of those shows, so they don't show it, but definitely know it does happen. You're not always gonna hit a home run that you're making $100,000 off of a deal. A lot of times you're gonna be making smaller increments, and then sometimes you're gonna lose some money, but you're not gonna lose all of them. You're gonna win a majority, but you still have to be prepared that even that first deal could end up in the negative for you. And so you have to watch out for that market volatility, make sure that you do your research on the market. Obviously we don't have a crystal ball. We don't know 100% where things are going, but make sure that the trend is in an upward direction, not downward. You can still make money in a downward market, but you just gotta buy really, really, really well and fix those things up quick. And then also make sure that you do your due diligence ahead of time. Obviously you can't see underneath flooring surfaces and usually can't see foundation issues unless it's a raised foundation, but sometimes those things are gonna creep up, so make sure you work some of that error into your numbers so that you don't get burned in the end. The last thing you need to watch out for when it comes to flipping homes is you need to know how much time and energy goes into making this happen. If you are looking for something passive, that is not flipping homes. Trust me, this is a full-time job for people. I've seen people that have, been real estate agents and transitioned their entire businesses to becoming house flippers. It's full-time. You're prospecting, generating for leads, you're making those renovations happen, you're funding deals, you're going out, checking out projects, you're checking in on those projects every few days to make sure they're moving along, then you're getting the house up on the market and marketing that property. There's a lot that goes into it. It is not passive by any means. So if you have a full-time job that takes your 9 to 5 and you're stuck in an office somewhere, it is going to be really, really difficult for you to be a house flipper. If you've got something else that's got some flexibility, you work from home, and then maybe you can be at the job site and do some work for your current employer, that'll work out as well, but it's going to take you a lot of time and effort. So don't expect this to be passive. If you're looking for something more passive, you're not gonna make as much money as quickly as you could with home flipping, but there are other avenues that you could explore that are gonna allow you to make money passively. If you have a long-term rental, there is just not a ton of effort that goes into that other than initially placing a tenant and then maybe taking a call here and there every few months for some sort of issue. It's minimal time, but you're not gonna see the massive profits that you can get out of home flipping. So you need to weigh that out, make sure that you've got the time, make sure that you've got the money so that you don't miss out. That's what we've got today for pros and cons for flipping homes. Again, it is a great venture if it's right for you. You've got to weigh those pros and cons out, make sure that you're willing to take on that risk for those major profits, make sure that you're willing to put in that time. All of those pieces you have to weigh out before you dive in, so take your time, do your research before you jump into it, make sure that you really, really know your numbers, really know your market, and make a smart move. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for tuning in. As always, be sure that you hit that like button, leave us a comment below about any questions you have, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. I'm here to help you break out of the 9 to 5, gain financial freedom, and grow wealth through real estate. We'll see you next time.